Good afternoon and happy fall to everyone. Welcome to the September 22nd, 2025 meeting of the Orlando City Council. I'm going to call on Commissioner Gray today to lead the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, sir. If you're so inclined, please join me in prayer. Dear God, we thank you for bringing us together this afternoon. Please direct us in our wisdom, in our decisions, patience in our discussions, and respect for one another. And may our actions reflect fairness, integrity, and compassion. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll and make a determination of a quorum, please?
Commissioner Gray?
Here.
Commissioner Ortiz?
Here.
Commissioner Stewart?
Here.
Commissioner Sheehan? Here. Interim Commissioner Rose? Commissioner Burns?
Here.
Mayor Dyer?
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum with all members present.
Okay, let's take up the minutes from the City Council meeting, the agenda review, and the first budget hearing.
Second.
September 8th. Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Stewart. All in favor, indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, and so the motion carries. Okay, Rosh Hashanah gets underway this evening, and I want to wish everybody a happy holiday who celebrate this in our community. The Jewish New Year, may the Jewish New Year be filled with good health and happiness. We're celebrating Main Streets today. Since it's
Yay. Yay.
a couple of lines of Main Street folks out there. But it really has been one of our most successful economic development initiatives. We began with 5 districts and it's now grown to 12. We enter, if you can believe this, the 18th year. And while the full impact is immeasurable, I'll give you a few results which I think are pretty remarkable. More than $2.4 billion in economic impact and neighborhood improvements, nearly 3,000 new businesses, close to 15,000 jobs created, 177,000 volunteer hours, over 30 Michelin Guide recognized restaurants, and more than 300 events in our main streets. And they are a key reason we continue to rank as one of the best cities in America to start a new business. So our district executive directors are here today, along with our leader, Lisa Kuat. Would you guys all stand and be recognized? Thank you for everything that you do. Sometimes I think that you're a detriment to the downtown, because why come downtown if you can get to one of the main streets and all those great restaurants? Okay, through our Orlando Unlocked initiative, we're exploring every opportunity we can to make it easier for developers to deliver a variety of housing options across our city. We have a couple of those initiatives that are bringing more housing to our city on the agenda today. Today, the city is conveying land that will bring 60 new multifamily units for low or moderate income households to Roberto Clemente Road. Our partners at Creative Village are moving forward with the next new development, a 7-story mixed-use development that includes 112 units of multifamily, and that is coupled with 115 affordable multifamily units that are under construction at the Beacon. So that'll be 227 new units at Creative Village by the end of 27, and every single unit of housing we add is important. We will be welcoming 80 new employees to downtown with the relocation of Engineering Consultant Services regional headquarters to the Central Business District, and we're excited about their decision to relocate. And on a sad note, I also want to recognize that our city's planning division manager, Elizabeth Dang, is retiring after more than 22 years of dedicated service. She rose quickly through the ranks, earned the McNamara Employee of the Year in 2007, went on to lead transformational initiatives, including streamlining regulatory processes, digitalizing planning workflows, consolidating review boards into a single development review committee, efforts that greatly reduced cost and helped with our efficiency. She's known for her servant leadership style. She prioritized her team's growth and well-being, creating a culture, as we always want to have, of collaboration and inclusion. So we extend our deepest gratitude for your contributions and wish you well in your next chapter. Okay, we will move on to the consent agenda, and that's a number of items that are acted upon through a single vote of council. We give each of our council members an opportunity to comment on items on the consent agenda, as well as update you on extremely important happenings from the district. We rotate the order that we do that, and we're back up to District Number 1, Commissioner
Thank you,
Farrell.
Mayor. And nothing but the most important do I bring up always. Thank you, sir. A couple of events in the here at the city, and then a couple of comments on the agenda. I'll start with on September 9th. Was fortunate enough to attend the 30th anniversary of the Mayor's Matching Grant Program. One of the mayor, Commissioners Rose and Sheehan, was there. And I had the opportunity. It was a great event. Marcia and team, thank you very much for putting that together. Amazing how much the community's been helped by that program. But had the opportunity to sit with former Mayor Glenda Hood, was at our table. It just reminded me, she's just a class act all the way, but we've been very lucky in this city. We've had some really, really good mayors over the year, and she certainly was one of those. So that was a great evening. On 9/11, a full day of remembrance certainly started with the CFHLA ceremony at the Doubletree out by Universal, and then ended the day with the OFD ceremony. I want to thank both of those groups. They take some time to organize and put together, but I just want to thank both of them for helping keep that memory of 9/11, honoring those that the first responders for that tragic day. So thank you to those two groups for doing that. And then finally, just kind of on a private note, I was traveling for private business, and this weekend ended up in Sacramento, California, of all places. And I thought, while I'm going to be there, I'm going to just go stay near where the new development is around the downtown Sacramento Kings basketball arena, which is the same development group and sponsor that's going to do West Court here near the Kia Center. I thought I'm going to give it a trial run. So I stayed at the Kimpton Hotel, and it's 100% true. Walked out, of course it's off season for the basketball, but they had two weddings going on. You walk out into the plaza, and there's restaurants, happened to be a sports bar with football games on. You just had to check that out. But it was a great environment is all I'm trying to say, and it just made me even more anxious for our development downtown to get started. And I know they're working on the final steps to bring that over the line and get started. But just from my 2 cents, spending 24 hours there, it will be a great addition to downtown Orlando, and same sponsorship group, so I'm sure they'll take all the good things from that and improve on those that weren't so good and give us a great product downtown, so thanks to them. Last thing on that, I want to echo the mayor's comments. Elizabeth, thank you. Elizabeth, thank you so much. When I heard you were leaving, my first call to her was to say, was it me? Because with all the growth we have down in our part of town, poor Elizabeth, I've got her on speed dial and she always answers, so I guess that's a good thing. But selfishly, I'm going to miss you a lot, but thank you for all you've done. I don't think people realize the half of what you've done for the city as far as planning and being flexible and trying to help balance this thing we're always playing with growth, but yet we want to try to do, controlled growth, adequate growth, good design, and Elizabeth, you and your team have done a great job balancing that, so thank you very much for what you've done. And all I want to say on the agenda is 3C17, the development agreement at Creative Village in District 5. Again, just from my 2 cents, great to see we continue to develop Creative Village and help it blossom into what we all planned it to be. So that's good news to see that. So, Mayor, that's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Ortiz.
Mayor, I'm going to need you to indulge me in what I'm about to do. You want to come downstairs? So, Mayor, about about 12, 14 years ago, you gave me the opportunity to represent the city of Orlando in the Florida League of Cities. I took your position, and later on, I ran for president, and I presided the league for about a year. Years later, when I stepped down as part of the main board, we brought in Commissioner Robert Stewart, and he served the league as part of the board from 2018 to 2025. Sadly enough, Commissioner Stewart is leaving us. He has decided to, dedicate to his family the rest of his time, and that's something that is of a grave. I'm not going to say disappointment because I have to share you. We have to share you, right, with the family. But your service has been critical. You have helped us fight in Tallahassee against legislations like home-based business, property tax exemption, expansion, the tax shift, not an actual tax cut, short-term rentals, and more than anything else, home rule. So the league wanted to recognize you, and because you have done an excellent job, you have been really involved, you have represented the people of Orlando at the state level, and we have accomplished way more than many of those who sometimes we send up there. So the league, as a former president of the league, they want us to recognize, and I wanted the mayor to be part of this because the mayor was the one who made it possible for us. So, and the plaque says Florida League of Cities presented to Robert Stewart for his dedicated service and outstanding leadership while serving as director from 2018 to 2025. Thank you for everything you've done for us. So now Mr. Commissioner Bakari Burns is taking his place. Now, let me reinstate that we would not have the chance to do that has it not been because of the mayor gave us the opportunity. So thank you so much, Mayor. All right, I'm not done. I got a lot of things to cover here today, so I hope you guys brought your pillows. On the evening of September 9, I was honored to be invited to join members of the Brazilian community in celebrating the 203rd anniversary of Brazilian independence. Thank you to the organizers and everyone who helped make the celebration memorable. September 11th marked a somber day of remembrance. Alongside the Orlando Police and Fire Department, we honor the lives lost 24 years ago and recognize the bravery of our first responders who will never forget their heroism, unity, and resilience that emerged from such tragedy. On the morning of September 16th, I had the privilege of joining the Mexican consulate, the mayor of Apopka, and other local leaders to commemorate the 215th anniversary of Mexico's independence. Also honored to unveil an official City of Orlando proclamation celebrating the occasion. The evening of September 17th, I had the privilege of speaking at the opening reception of the City Hispanic Heritage Art Exhibit with the mayor. This inspiring showcase honored Hispanic culture through powerful and imaginative artistic expression. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the 33 talented artists and the dedicated organizers for their invaluable contributions to our vibrant local arts community. September 18th to the 20th, I participated in the Florida League of Cities Conference. These engagements are vital to sharing best practices and advocating for policies that improve the quality of life of our community, especially when those of us that serve you at this level, we know best what your needs are. So we go to Tallahassee and we go to Washington fighting for your needs. On the evening of September 20th, I had the honor of participating in the Hispanic Heritage Celebration in Apopka. I had the privilege of serving as the evening MC. This event was a tribute to the rich history, traditions, and contributions of the Hispanic community. I want to thank Mayor Nelson for giving me the opportunity. It was well attended. We had a great time, and I've never done something like that. It was quite an event. And now on item 3D4, which is we're getting, this is a milestone, and we're celebrating big, and I'm so excited about it. If I can find my phone here. Because this has to do with the Azalea Park Little League. Azalea Park Little League was founded in 1960 by members of the Azalea Park community on land donated by Brochet Dairy. Local volunteers built the first field with their own hands and resources. In 1962, the league was officially incorporated as a Florida nonprofit, cementing its role as a community-driven institution. For most of its history, the league has been entirely volunteer-run. The dedication of parents, coaches, and community members sustained its growth, with early recollections referring to coaches such as Mr. Peterman and Mr. Vale, though many names from those formative years were not formally documented. Over the decades, Azalea Park Little League teams have competed successfully at district, state, and national levels. Notably, the league achieved a coveted appearance at the Senior League World Series, demonstrating the talent and commitment nurtured within the program. The league has also produced players who advanced their professional baseball careers, including Joel Piñeiro, Mike Metcalf, and Billy Hibbert. The league's ongoing success has been made possible through a combination of government grants, local sponsorship, and community fundraising. Despite these efforts, recurring needs for field maintenance and repairs have required constant dedication from local leaders and volunteers. In particular, the past 30 years have seen extraordinary service from individuals who represent the spirit of Azalea Park Little League, like Zolina Z. Swartout, who has cared for the fields in 3 decades with minimal resources, ensuring safe and payable facilities for generations of young athletes. Ray Santiago, once a player in the league, he was drafted by the Cincinnati Reds, and after his professional career, returned as one of the league's most celebrated coaches. Melissa Torres, serving as a vice president for over 10 years, she has provided stable and committed leadership. And my good friend, Earl Lugo, known as the voice and relentless advocate of the league, Earl has devoted over 20 years to championing the physical and mental well-being of local children. He has personally raised over $250,000 in sponsorship and grants to sustain the program. For more than 6 decades, Azalea Park Little League has been more than just a sport program. It has been a community anchor. Generations of children have not only learned baseball fundamentals, but also life lessons in teamwork, discipline, and perseverance. Through the sweat equity of volunteers and the unwavering dedication of leaders like Z, Ray Santiago, Melissa Torres, and Earl Lugo, the league continues to thrive and inspire. 15 years ago, Mr. Earl Lugo approached me because their contract with the Orange County School Board had expired and they wanted to renew it. They were having some issues. So we went over there and we fought. At the time, Mr. Ron Blocker was superintendent, and I remember saying, "Why don't you give me the league?" He said, "I'm sorry, I'm not doing that." And a good friend of mine, and he was a great supporter in so many ways, so we renewed the contract. So for the past 15 years, we have been fighting to get those fields to the city. So I went to our team, Lisa Early, Rodney Williams, Deborah Gerald, and I said, we need those fields. They are not kept the way they're supposed to be kept, and we need those kids to have the best of the best so they can really play, so they can really be part of our community, proud of those fields. And just like we celebrate the venues that we have in the city, you know, these are the great venues of our little kids, you know. For them, this is the world, because they don't get to go and play at the Camping World or anything like that every day, right? But these are the places where they go, and we have to celebrate this. So today, thank you. Thanks to the work of Mr. Rodney Williams. Is he here today? Rodney's not here? Oh, that's sad. Rodney Williams, I came to him, every time he hears the phone ringing and he sees my name, he probably goes, "Here we go again." Because I've been driving him nuts for years. Years ago, I went with Lisa Early, with Deborah Gerald, and I said, these fields have to be brought up to the city. There's 5 fields next to Azalea Park Little League, and they don't look the part. We need to really make a great baseball complex. And I share, you know, stories with Commissioner Stewart about baseball because he's an umpire, and he participates in the local leagues. So to us, this great achievement that we're celebrating today is more than just an achievement. It's a huge milestone, not only for District 2 and the Azalea Park Little League family, but for the whole city, because we're converting, we're bringing, after 15 years, we're bringing these fields from the county to the city, and I know we're gonna take care of those. This is gonna be our very own fields of dream. And I want to thank each and every one, to include also Supervisor of Elections Karen Castro-Dentel, who was a representative at the time, and she helped us get those to the city. So thank you so very much to our staff. Thank you so much to C, to Earl, to everybody who has fought so hard to make those fields, you know, a great place for our kids to develop their minds and their bodies, and to bring crime down in big numbers in District 2. That's what it takes, a community, to make things happen. So thank you so much. And with that, I'm done.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Stewart.
Thank you, Tony. And I'm excited about what's going on with the Azalea Park Little League. As a quick background, I used to play there, and then as a teenager, we actually went and worked on the fields together with my dad, and then later on umpired there, and have continued to umpire there as they need me. So it's a wonderful group out there, and I appreciate your dedication to the youth. It means a lot. Along the same lines, we kicked off our fall ball over at NOK. NOK is, I think, the longest serving, our longest Little League organization in Central Florida, and they will be soon celebrating their 70th year. So excited about them and seeing what's happening there. And special thanks to Mike Wilson. He knows what it's for, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Elizabeth, thank you for your service. I feel a little bit like Jim. So whatever you've done, all of us have feel the same way, that we can pick up the phone and give you a call. And we appreciate that. And we've learned so much from you, and we appreciate your leadership. So thank you very much. Also, Jim, there's a guy named Jim Young who's going to retire a second or a third or fourth time. I can't figure out what it is. Jim, it has been wonderful being your friend. And I am very grateful that we are friends, and grateful that you allow me to call you after you leave. Thank you for doing that. A couple of things that came up over the last few weeks. We had a groundbreaking for Albert Park and Dartmouth Park, and it's really moving. Dartmouth's kind of looking great over there, and we'll see a little bit of that in Albert Park. Our goal is to cut the ribbon in the 1st of December, so we're really excited about that. This past weekend, the College Park Main Street had Drinks Along the Drive. It was very successful. And Ivanhoe Village had Virginia Drive Live, and very successful. Both of y'all, thank you for what you've done, and congratulations. We appreciate it. And if you haven't seen Halloween in the Audubon Park Garden District, you're missing out something special. So I love our main streets, and so honored to support them today in terms of their funding. I appreciate that a great deal. Upcoming, real quickly, Thursday, we cut the ribbon for Lake Fairview, our park innovations. Lisa, thank you for your leadership on that. Some may not realize, but we have a little bit of thanks to go to Orange County, because some of the seed money that started this was money that we got from Orange County through your boat tax. And so it was nice to be able to take advantage of that. And thanks to Jerry, Mayor Demings, and to Byron Brooks for their leadership and help us secure that seed funding. So thank you very much. Coming up, the Bumby Avenue Safety Improvement Projects. I think Commissioner Sheehan will mention this as well, but it's coming on September 30th. Talk about some safety things we're going to do along Bumby. Bumby separates District 3 and District 4, and so excited about some of the changes to make that community safer, so we appreciate that. Once Upon a Halloween's coming up in Ivanhoe Village, and then the most important night of the year for crime prevention, National Night Out, is October 7th. So if you haven't already gotten your National Night Out group together, I don't know if it's too late or not, but we'd love to have you do that. And if you're in my district, give me a call. If you're in somebody else's, give them a call, and let's get people out on the streets trying to promote safety in our community. In addition to that, Mayor, the only thing I really had on the agenda was about the Main Street agreements. I want to say how much I appreciate that, and appreciate we've added now a new clause, which I think is great, which says you got 4 events, go have at it, and try to streamline many of the events that our Main Streets do on behalf of the community. I think it makes things a whole lot easier. So I appreciate each of you and what you do. Especially appreciate the 3.5 are in my district, but the other ones, you guys are okay too. But I'm grateful. Mayor is right. One of the real successes over the last 20 years has been the fact that our promotion and commitment to small business. This is our way of being able to accomplish that task, and I appreciate that. Mayor, thank you for continuing that leadership, especially when it was challenging financially. We continued to work with our Main Streets and our small businesses to make it happen. So I appreciate your leadership, Mayor. Thank you very much. And that's all that I have, so thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Sheehan.
Thanks, Mayor, and I will add with Elizabeth Dang retiring, sometimes I feel like when we lose somebody good, it's like cutting off my right arm, and I think that's really what it's going to feel like this time, because she always is the calm in the storm, and always has great answers, and you know, it's one of those people that can tell you to go to hell, but makes you look forward to the trip. which in Irish is a huge compliment. And I'm not going to say goodbye to Jim Young. He'll be back. He always says, come back. I, too, wanted to just talk about what the amazing job. Oh, well, first of all, the public charging stations on city property. I think that's just a great thing for us to do, and glad to see that we're going to be expanding that program. And on the main streets, I mean, it is one of the best things that we do. I want to welcome Rob with Thornton Park, our newest Main Street director, who's back, who used to be Milk District, so he's back, and I want to thank him for coming back. And you all do so much great work that really benefit this community, and I was appalled and horrified when they took out your decorative crosswalks. I know how hard each one of you worked on those, and what a great safety improvement that was for your district. And it's disgusting that state government and national government doesn't understand the money that you all invested in this, that your business districts invested. And I think that's something that has been glazed over in all this controversy, that you lost money because of their bad decisions when you did the right thing and you worked with them. So I just want to say, I'm sorry, it sucks, and it wasn't fair. But you all, I know how you all do things. You get up, dust yourselves off, and keep going, and I appreciate that. So thank you for everything that you do, and we're going to keep moving forward and making these business districts the best they can be over the objections of state and federal government, because we know what we're doing here at local government. So thank you for everything that you do. We also had Will's Pub had their 30-year anniversary, which is amazing. And you know what? If you run the bars the right way, and if you have live music and wonderful entertainment, you can succeed. You don't have to bring bad promoters in that bring the bad people into, you know, I think that's the why. I think that's why our Mills 50 district is so successful, and why our Main Street districts, because we have bar owners and business owners that understand it's important to bring in the kind of entertainment, to bring in people that aren't going to tear things up and, you know, cause crime. To be quite frank with you, that's what's happening. So I'm delighted to see the success that's happening in all of our main streets. And that's all I had, Mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Rose.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for yielding your time, Commissioner Sheehan. For those that don't know, this past weekend we laid Commissioner Mabel Butler to rest, and I would say now the good work will continue. She's laid a great foundation for this community. I want to thank the Downtown Orlando Partnership, the Downtown Development Board, and the various locations in downtown for hosting Employee Appreciation Week. This was a week long of treats for Downtown Orlando employees to show that we at the city appreciate their hard work in making downtown Orlando a great place. I want to thank Shannon Fitzgerald, Flynn Dobbs, Mary Stewart, Ken Hughes with the Paramore Main Streets, and all of the artists for participating in Art Pollination. I want to encourage everyone, when you get some time, walk through Paramore. I would say start at the 500 West block of Church Street and enjoy all of the food pollination and all of the great artwork. We will announce a date to unveil the mural that memorializes Senator Geraldine Thompson and Thomas Chapman. I want to thank the Orlando Police Department and the Fire Department for a wonderful 9/11 Remembrance celebrations. Thank you to the CFHLA for their annual Patriot Breakfast, but part of it is also recognizing our local heroes here in the community. I want to congratulate Marquise McKenzie for opening an office for his Dirt Master LLC. So if you're looking for someone to do cleaning services, be sure to check out Dirt Master. I also want to thank the OBT Next CRA for supporting his endeavors in business development funding. I want to congratulate, although it's in Commissioner Sheehan, I'll tell why. I want to congratulate Big Dave Cheesesteak for expanding to breakfast, but also Derek Lewis for his leadership and exemplifying what partnership looks like. He's partnered with Angela Yee to bring coffee during breakfast, so it shows a great partnership. But Big Dave Cheesesteaks is also at the Kia Center and at Camping World in our concessions. This Saturday, if you're not doing anything, at 8 a.m., the Desire Foundation will be hosting their monthly food distribution. So come out at 9 a.m. at Interstruck, which is located at 814 West Church Street. I want to thank the Valencia Foundation for hosting a gala to raise funds to continue to support higher education in our community. I am sorry to see Elizabeth Dang, Michelle McCrimmon, and Jim Young leave. It has been a wonderful, just like everyone else, they answer calls and they make the impossible possible. For those who have never been, on the first Wednesday of every month at Luminary Green, we have a market in the Paramore community, and then we also have movie night. So on October 1st, there's gonna be a partnership with OCPS ACE. They host family culinary night, so what we're doing is they'll be showing Ratatouille, so come out October 1st and come watch a free movie in the park. Onto the agenda, 3B5 is a license agreement with Ebony Nutrition Consultants for a location behind City Hall and CNL. What's special to me is when I was an employee here at the City of Orlando, Ebony Nutrition used to bring the produce bus and it used to only be for city employees. So when I came back, I'm like, where's the bus? So Glenn Providence is here in the audience. He's the executive director. So they will be returning back to City Hall, and it will be open for the entire downtown Orlando. So look forward to providing healthy produce and fresh produce to the community. It will be on the third Wednesday of each month from 11:30 to 1. There will be a graphic that I will post on social media, should my colleagues all support it. In District 5, so Commissioner Stewart said it, I have 2.5 main streets. City District, Paramore District, and West Lakes. I want to thank you all for your leadership and strengthening the businesses in our community. And congratulations, City District is expanding a little bit more. They're doing such great work. 3C17, Creative Village Parcel H. Glad to continue the progress in Creative Village as we continue to create housing for all in the Paramore community. There's a couple of ordinances that we will talk about later, so I will hold my comments until then. And that is all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Burns.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, fellow commissioners and all who are in attendance. First, I'd like to also say thank you to Elizabeth Dang for all that you've done for our great city. I will miss you. I will miss that calm, diligent, thorough approach to our planning process. I just want to say thank you for always answering my call as well. We'll miss you. Also to Jim, thank you for everything you've done. We will miss you, but as it looks like you'll probably be back at some point. So look forward to you coming back, Jim. On Tuesday, September the 9th, I was able to deliver remarks at the Per Scholas graduation as their commencement speaker. Per Scholas is a organization that provides tuition-free IT training. They had a class of about 17 or 20 individuals to graduate. I was very impressed with their curriculum, but more impressed with they provided free to the individuals. So thank you to them, and I look forward to partnering with them as we move forward. Also, I had the opportunity to read the proclamation for the Central Florida Brazilian American Chamber of Commerce Independence Day here at City Hall. The Brazilian community in Orlando and Central Florida play a vital role enriching the local culture and economy through its diverse traditions and contributions. The Brazilian Consulate and Brazilian Chamber of Commerce estimates there are 200,000 Brazilians living in Central Florida, nearly 60,000 who live in Orange County, and another 30,000 who live here in the city of Orlando. And I believe that my district has a large percentage of those. So again, glad to support them. Also had the opportunity to attend the Hispanic Heritage Month exhibit. Love to see all the art that was displayed and appreciate that. Also, on February 19th, I attended the Florida League of Cities new member board orientation as well as the board meeting. So thank you, Mayor, for appointment. I know I have some big shoes to fill with Commissioner Stewart and Commissioner Ortiz. You all have definitely left a legacy, because when I came down, all I heard was stories about Stewart and Ortiz. So I guess I have to go make my own stories. Good stories, good stories. Also, on Friday and Saturday, we celebrated the incredible life of the Honorable Mabel Butler. Upcoming events, National Night Out. I'm excited to invite everyone to join the National Night Out on October the 7th. I hope all residents will come out and support their respective neighborhood and community events. Mayor and fellow commissioners, I would like to acknowledge District 6, as we had an almost total sweep of the contest. I say sweep of the contest because District 6 took home the first place and the third place in the National Night Out award. So I think that's deserves a round of applause for District 6. So let's congratulate District 6. So first place was won by Carver Shores. And third place was won by Isles of Catalina, and they were a first-time participant. So very excited about what happens there. But National Night Out is a chance to connect with our neighbors, meet local officials, and interact with the officers who serve our community. So let's come together and give crime and drugs a going-away party. Also, satellite hours, October the 8th at El Claudia Allen Center from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So if you want to come meet with me outside of City Hall, please reach out to our office. Also, Mayor, on the agenda, as Commissioner Rose acknowledged, the license agreement with Ebony Nutrition consultants. They will be providing, making available fresh fruits and vegetables. Thank you to Glenn for doing that. But also on this Thursday, Ebony will be celebrating 30 years of healthy initiatives serving our Central Florida, serving the city of Orlando and the Central Florida community. I've had the pleasure in the early years to serve on their board of directors. So it's excited to help them celebrate this 30 years. And thank you, Glenn, again for all that you do. Under housing, I will be declaring a conflict on item 3F1, the release of the restricted covenant executed by the Healthcare Center for the Homeless. As you all know, I serve as the president and CEO, and I have filled out Form B, the memorandum of voting conflict with the city clerk. And with that, Mayor, I move approval of the consent agenda.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Before we do that, Commissioner Ortiz has offered to forego 2 consecutive commission meetings of giving commissioner comments. If I would let Earl Lugo, who he failed to call on, come from the Azalea Park Little League, come up and speak. So I'm going to take that offer. Earl, you want to come on up?
I'm a man of my word.
Mayor, can you restate the second on that motion?
What's that?
Who was the second?
Stewart.
Yes.
If you want to let us know how badly Commissioner Stewart was umpiring in your league.
You don't really want me to tell that story. He's always done a great job as an umpire, but there was
sure
one
that he
time
has.
we had to question one of his calls. I think I had to call Tony and say, Mr. Ortiz, I don't know what's up with your buddy, but you know, anybody who takes the time to be a volunteer, you know, you cannot complain about their work. You know,
Remember that.
you don't get paid. You don't get paid as a volunteer. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody who's here, especially the people who came from Azalea Park, the kids that probably left school early. Please give them a pass, Mayor. I didn't come here prepared to speak, so I'm going to speak from the heart. I've been at the park for 20 years, and I showed up as a parent, and I sat in the stands, and I watched a bunch of kids having fun. The park looked like it was struggling a little bit. Equipment looked a little old. The fields look a little old. And I just sat there and I'm watching the kids having fun. And it took me back to a time when I was a kid, growing up in the South Bronx, being raised by my grandparents, because my parents weren't around. My coach, Coach Willie, who I still have a relationship with him today, he's 85 years old. He still calls me to ask me about the league. But he was the only father figure I had. And, you know, when I saw that one coach struggling by himself, trying to keep it together, something told me to walk onto the field and volunteer to help him. So I did. I followed my heart. I did that every Saturday until the season was done. And then that coach put his arm around me and said, "This is now your team." And I had that team for 10 years. I had the same 8 kids for 10 years. There's 2 seasons every year. That's 20 seasons. I looked over those same 8 kids. I met other kids on the way. I've probably met 200 kids that I've coached in those 10 years. But those 8 kids that were with me that whole time, each and every one of them finished college. And it didn't cost their parents a dime, okay? To include my own son, who's now working as an engineer and graduated from UCF, and it didn't cost me a dime either. And I just want to thank Commissioner Ortiz, who's been around for a long time trying to get these fields the help that it needed. And it definitely was a challenge. We kept getting the runaround. Go speak to these people. Speak to these people. It's not my land, it's his land. It's not our land, it's their land. We just kept fighting. I kept going out there, finding sponsorships. I kept applying for grants. We just kept fighting. We built relationships with Roberto Clemente's kids. I had some beautiful murals painted to pay respect to Roberto Clemente in order to share who I believe was one of the biggest and best mentors in the world that I grew up looking at. When I was a kid, in my house, honestly, there were 3 pictures on my wall. It was my graduation picture from junior high school, a picture of Jesus Christ, and then there was a picture of Roberto Clemente. I used to ask my grandfather why that man's picture was on the wall. And he used to tell me, he said, that man fought for our people. He wasn't just a great baseball player. He was a humanitarian. He cared about our people. He died trying to help our people. I was 5, 6 years old when he told me that story. When I grew up, I figured it out. And I said, I want to be like Roberto Clemente. I want to leave a legacy behind. And today I could say that I think with this new park that our neighborhood is going to get, I think I did my job. So thank you guys for your time.
Thank you. Okay, on the consent agenda, it was a motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Stewart. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? And so the motion carries. Okay, those of you who were just here for the
Mayor Dyer, just to correct the record, the motion was Commissioner Burns.
Oh, it's Commissioner Burns? Okay. Correction. How do you have it?
Commissioner Burns moved and Commissioner Stewart seconded.
Okay. Everybody good with that? All right. All right. All of you who are just here for items that were on the consent agenda, we're going to take a 30-second little break here and let you make your way to the lobby if you so desire. Okay, we are going to without objection, we're going to recess the city council meeting. We are going to convene the CRA meeting. First item is CRA Advisory Board meeting minutes from July 23rd, 2025. Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Okay, David, you want to take the other two?
Can do. So good afternoon, Mayor. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Item B on the CRA, this is a facade grant. This is specifically for the Waverly right there on the south side of Lake Eola. They are doing some significant improvements to the exterior of their building. It's going to be a total improvements of over $800,000. And for that, they do qualify for $100,000 in assistance from our CRA facade grant. It did go to the Facade Review Committee on August 6th, and they recommended approval. And I'm happy to address any questions of the board.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Rose. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. David?
Thank you. And item C on the CRA agenda, this is, Mayor, which you mentioned in some of your opening comments, this is a high-wage, high-value job agreement for ECS Florida LLC. They are an engineering, consulting, and services geotechnical firm that is moving their regional headquarters right here to downtown Orlando. Specifically, they're coming to 150 North Orange. It's also known as the Fulcrum Building. A lot of great things happening in that building recently. So we're excited to welcome them to downtown. They do qualify for $117,000 in incentives through our high wage value job program. And effectively, what they'll be doing is relocating 51 employees here immediately and then growing an additional 27 over the next several years for a total of 78 jobs that'll be created in-house right here in downtown Orlando. That'll be paid out over a 6-year period as the program allows. And I'm happy to address any questions.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Discussion?
I did want to make a comment, Mayor.
Commissioner Rose?
Glad to see us bringing high-wage jobs. Want to connect with the owner to kind of figure out how we can do some connections with potentially FAMU as some students come back home, as well as UCF students, to make sure that we're keeping jobs here local.
Happy to do so.
Okay, all in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Further business, David?
That is all, Mayor.
Then we will adjourn the CRA meeting without objection. We will convene the Neighborhood Improvement District meeting. We have one item, which is the funding agreement.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. We have one item for you today. This is the agreement between the NID and the Soto Main Street. It is for $30,000 in reimbursable funds. The advisory board on August 13th also reviewed this item and recommended its approval as well. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Stewart. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Further business?
That'll be all. Thank you.
Then we will stand adjourned as to the Neighborhood Improvement District, and we will reconvene the City Council meeting. We'll move to hearings, and the first hearing relates to the 24-25 Red Light Camera Annual Summary Report. In accordance with Florida statute, the annual Red Light Camera Summary Report reviews the performance of the city's 45 red light cameras at 25 intersections, covering the period from July 1st through the 24th. Covering the period from July 1st through June 3rd. I'm going to get this right here in a minute. July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. The summary report includes a number of violations issued, contested, upheld, dismissed, issued as a uniform traffic citation, and paid, as well as how the revenues were distributed. Ray Rodriguez with Orlando Stops will provide the report highlights. Ray?
Yes, good afternoon, Honorable Mayor Dyer and City Commissioner members. If you can start the slide. I have a presentation, as you said, and it's a disclosure of the July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025 summary report of how many tickets were issued by the City of Orlando Stops. Now, according to Florida Statute 316-0083, all municipalities that operate a red light camera have to give this disclosure. This is just a disclosure, not for the purpose of voting. We currently have over 500 intersections in the city of Orlando. And there are 25 intersections with 45 operating approaches. These cameras are located where a heightened safety risk has been shown. For the period of, like I said before, July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025, the city of Orlando issued 6,433 notices of violation and 20,412 uniform traffic citations. Out of those, the notice of violations that were paid were 41,400, and the uniform traffic citation, as you may know, may not know, it stays at Orange County Clerk of Courts, and they basically figure it out how much they owe the city. The amount that was contested under notice of violation is 50. The amount that was contested under uniform traffic citation at the Orange County Clerk of Courts is 1,220. Out of the notice of violation, that were 34 that were upheld, and at Orange County Clerk of Courts, 871 were upheld. The dismissed for notice of violations was 6, and of course, the dismissed for uniform traffic citation at the Orange County Courthouse was 65. The revenue collection by the City of Orlando is $4.22654. Orlando stops recovered 3,119,498. 1,103.56 is what was allocated. And the state of Florida, of course, takes $70 out of every ticket, so they wound up having $3,422,339. The Trauma Center also gets funding, and they recovered $414,000, and the Spinal Cord Brain Injuries Trust Fund got $124,200. The Department of Revenue in total recovered, or should I say, taking out the Trauma Center and the Spinal Cord, recovered $2,884,139. In the next slide, it's basically the same information, but it's in a better format, where you can see what exactly was recovered. Like I said before, this is a disclosure, and it's required by statute. Does anyone have any comments, questions?
Okay, I am going to open up the public hearing. We have no request for testimony from the public, so I will open it up for questions or discussions.
I got a request.
Did you sign up to speak?
Yeah, I'm signed up.
Madam Clerk?
Okay, on this, what he was just saying is totally wrong.
Sir, can you state your name?
My name is Walter George Adams III Bay from the Moorish Science Temple of America, Asiatic Nation of North America.
Mayor Dyer, we have him for general appearances.
Yeah, juristic person.
What?
For general appearances.
Okay, you signed up for general appearance, not on this issue. So
Okay.
that will be in about 15 minutes.
15 minutes, okay. But I just wanted to question, that's fraud on the court.
You'll have an opportunity for the spot you signed up
I'm
for.
talking on all of this.
Okay, thanks.
That's fraud.
Discussion?
Yeah, Mayor, I'd like to, if I could. I
Yep.
guess it. Okay. Yeah, I just want to say, Ray, thank you for the work that you do. Over 20,000 violations at 25 intersections. That's a lot. And I know that doesn't even show the fact that we've had less crashes at these intersections. So I just want to thank you for your work. And I think it's kind of ironic that we had to work so hard to lobby, in Tallahassee to get this approved for public safety. And then once they realized how much money it was generating, then they just wanted to keep the money. So again, good work that you've done. I wish we could keep more of the money locally in order to be able to do more safety improvements, but I just want to thank you for everything that you've done.
Thank you, Commissioner Sheehan.
All right, further questions or comments? Commissioner Ortiz?
Thank you, Mayor. I wasn't, but I feel the duty to do this. By all means, the fact that I remember when we first implemented this system, and there was a lot of criticism because they said it caused more accidents than solve issues, and it has not been the case, especially since we announced as a red light camera, you know, before the people get to those intersections. I know that it has definitely saved lives, and it has established a new order. People look now for cameras when they're getting to intersections, which is a good thing because it has definitely deterred a lot of these accidents that end up in fatalities. So thank you for the job you're doing, more than even the money, because this is not even about the money, it's about saving lives. And I think it's a great, the fact that the city of Orlando and the city of Apopka were the first ones pretty much implemented the system, you know, in the whole state, and is something to be commended for. So Mayor, thank you for your leadership on this, incredibly, the staff, our council, and thank you, Ray, for doing the job that you're doing up there. Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you.
For the comment, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, our other hearing is for the disposition of 5750 Roberto Clemente Road to Blue Clemente LLC for affordable rental housing development. This is a public hearing for the sale of city-owned land valued in excess of $500,000. As required by Chapter 13, Section 7 of the city charter, notice of the hearing was published in the Orlando Sentinel on September the 16th, 2025, and approval of this transaction will require a majority vote of all members of the city council. The property is located at 5750 Roberto Clemente Road near the southeast corner of South Cimarron Boulevard and Roberto Clemente Road. City purchased the property in 2023 for $850,000. The current estimated fair market value of the property is $900,000 based on an independent appraisal. To encourage and incentivize much needed affordable housing, the proposed purchase price is $1. Per the city charter, the sale of city-owned real property or price below the estimated fair market value requires specific good cause shown. Warren, our Director of Housing, Warren Henry.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. Staff is recommending to partner with Blue Sky Communities for the development of the affordable housing for seniors on the city-owned property you mentioned at 5750 Roberto Clemente Road. And that is in the Inglewood Park neighborhood in Commissioner District 2. Just a brief history, in 2020, the City Council approved the planned development for this property with an affordable housing component known as the Blue Apartments. However, the developer was unable to move forward with the project. Since then, multiple developers have offered proposals with no success. Thus far, developers have had difficulty attracting appropriate financing, getting necessary approvals, or receiving tax credits to build new affordable housing. After the purchase of the property by the city in 2023, the city rezoned the property from PD zoning that constrained previous developers back to the original zoning of MU-1. As the site was being prepped for redevelopment, the city entered into negotiation with Blue Sky Communities in order to develop the site with 60 affordable units, with 6 of those units dedicated to permanent supportive housing. The remaining 54 units are dedicated to those at or below 60% of area median income. Currently, in 2025, 60% of area median income for one person. That limit is $44,300, and it's $50,600 for a family of 2. The benefits this project presents: the opportunity to redevelop city-owned property in the Inglewood Park neighborhood that has been vacant for more than 10 years, and expand our housing inventory for low-income senior residents. So the next step would be approval of the purchase and sale agreement. Then it's necessary for the developer to put the finances together for the project, which may or may not include CDBG-DER funding, that's disaster recovery funding that Orange County is going to be making available hopefully later this year to fill funding gaps. Also, Orange County has additional resources such as their Housing Trust Fund. There's also state housing funds that may be available for the gap and other local funds. The other permanent financing piece would be through the Florida Housing Finance Corporation, 4% or if available, 9% low-income housing tax credits and tax-exempt bonds, or the Orange County Housing Finance Authority, 4% tax credits with bonds through them. And then we would obtain final land development approvals and obtain the permits and hopefully get this under construction soon. So thank you today for your consideration. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Okay, questions?
The city of Orlando own this property?
Questions from commissioners?
Yes, Mayor, I do have a question.
Commissioner Burns, I'm sorry, Commissioner Ortiz and Commissioner Burns.
Okay.
Commissioner Burns.
Thank you very much. I'm definitely a supporter of affordable housing. And so you mentioned that there's been some struggles finding financing in the past with the other developers. If for some reason financing, this group is not able to get finance, can you talk about the process of reverting it back, the ownership back to the city? Is that part of this agreement, which I'm assuming it is?
Yes, they would have a limited opportunity to get the financing. If they're not successful, we would get it back. But one of the problems has been for a developer to get control of the property and then take all the time that it has taken to get the financing. And that's been one of the hindrances for the property not being developed before.
So now, are there, because you mentioned several pots of money that they can go for. Is there any funding that the city controls that they will have access to for any gap funding as well?
At this time, we're anticipating they'll be successful getting funding from the other sources, but every day is a different day, so we'll see. Hopefully, they'll be able to get all of the funding necessary for the project.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Ortiz.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to thank you because this is a dream come true. You know that we had quite a journey with this particular property, and I'm ecstatic about this particular development. I think it's going to help our seniors incredibly, and just like we're doing in the rest of the city. It's been, Mayor, I mean, I want to thank you once again and our board here and our staff, because we have really, really kicked the ball in the 400-yard line. Talking baseball here, when it comes to affordable and helping our people, and we have been a great example to others. But having said that, let me ask you something. You mentioned 60% medium income. I mean, the up to 60%.
The rents would be capped that they're affordable to someone at 60% of median income.
Oh, it's going to be capped. Okay.
Yes.
So,
yes, the rents would not exceed.
Because I was concerned about people that made less, that couldn't apply for this, and we have a lot of seniors that are in much lower income levels, fixed income levels.
Well, it gets into that they'll have to qualify that they can afford to live there. Obviously,
Gotcha.
Someone can't make a lot less, and they still have to be able to afford to pay the rent and then have living expenses. But I'm happy to go over that with you at some point to explain to how utility allowances and other things kick in to make this affordable.
Well, I want to thank you once again, Deborah. Thanks a lot once again. And all your staff, everybody in housing, everybody who helped us with this throughout the whole journey. So thank you so much. Mayor, once again, thanks a lot. Appreciate
Commissioner, you want to make the motion?
Yes, make that great motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Sheehan. I have no request for public comment. Further discussion, hearing none. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. Thank you, Warren.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Madam Clerk, you're up. Ordinances first reading number 1, or 13A. I get used to this new numbering system. 13A.
Ordinance number 2025-31, an ordinance of the City of Orlando, Florida relating to parks and outdoor public assemblies by amending Chapter 3, Section 3.07 of the Code of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending Chapter 5, Section 5.19 of the Code of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending Chapter 18, Sections 18A.01, 18A.02, 18A.03, 18A.04, 18A.08-1, 18A.09, 18A.09-1, and 18A.24 of the Code of the City of Orlando, Florida, repealing Chapter 18A, Sections 18A.10, 18A.11, 18A.12, 18A.12-1, 18A.13, 18A.14, 18A.15, 18A.16, 18A.17, 18A.18, 18A.19A, 18A.21, 18A.22, 18A.23, and 18A.23-1 by enacting Chapter 18B, Sections 18B.01, 18B.02, 18B.03, 18B.04, 18B.05, 18B.06, 18B.07, 18B.08, 18B.09, 18B.10, 18B.11, 18B.12, 18B.13, 18B.14, 18B.15, 18B.16, 18B.17 of the Code of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending Chapter 24, Section 24.13 of the Code of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending Chapter 33, Section 33.06 of the Code of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending Chapter 42, Sections 42.04 and 42.07 of the Code of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending Chapter 58, Section 58.720 of the Code of the City of Orlando, Florida, providing for severability, codification, correction of scrivener's error, and an effective date.
Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Stewart. Jim, we should have probably had you read that. We might name this the Jim Young Retirement Ordinance. Okay, I don't have any requests for public comment, but I do. Wait for discussion, Commissioner. Discussion, Commissioner Sheehan.
Thanks, Mayor. I just still have some concerns, and I've had some issues in my district about transportation being over it instead of OPD, because it's really hard to get follow-up on the weekends. So I'll be voting no just because I have concerns about that. That's the only thing. So.
Okay, maybe we can assuage your concerns over the next couple weeks. All right. Let's see. We had a motion and a second, so no further discussion. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Oh, and it's 6-1. Commissioner Sheehan is a no. Okay, 13B, Madam Clerk. I think it has a little shorter title.
Ordinance number 2025-34, an ordinance of the City of Orlando, Florida, granting a petition to expand the boundaries of the Riverwalk Community Development District as initiated by the district's Board of Supervisors, amending ordinance number 2022-44 to expand the external boundaries of the Riverwalk Community Development District, which is generally located north of State Road 528, east of Narcousie Road, and west of State Road 417, in accordance with said petition, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's error, and an effective date.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Gray, second by Commissioner Ortiz. I don't have any requests for public comment. Discussion?
Mayor?
Commissioner Stewart.
As I mentioned at the agenda review, I have a conflict of interest as my son-in-law is president of Pulte Homes, who is applicant on property owner of this property. So I have filed the proper report with Stephanie, our clerk.
All right, duly noted. Further comment? Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, and actually Commissioner Stewart did not vote.
That was an accident, sorry.
Okay, and so the motion carries. And 13C, Madam Clerk.
Ordinance number 2025-37, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending Chapter 5, Article 3, City Code by adding a new section 5.23, amending Article 4, authorizing the placement, installation, or contracting for placement or installation of traffic infraction detectors at specified intersections, providing legislative findings, providing for severability, codification, correction of scrivener's error, and an effective date.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Stewart. I have no request for public comment. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. Ed, could you get us ready for general appearance, please?